बाजा बजा दे तू, मैदान सजा दे तू, ये खेल दीवानों का।
Hello and welcome to PSL Reviews. My name is Ali Yunus, and today on the show we're going to talk about the round one of PSL that happened in Sharjah and Dubai. And Sharjah, my God, that has been an exciting venue for all these exciting matches that happened in Sharjah. And to talk about it and more about today's match between Multan Sultan and Islamabad United, I have with me Mohammad Awais, the former UAE international who plays different leagues also. Awais, thank you so much for being on the show. Awais, first of all, what is it about this Sharjah Stadium and last ball finishes and last ball sixes?
I mean, the Sharjah Stadium has been a superb venue for Pakistan Super League, I would say, because I mean, if you remember when the Pakistan Super League started in the Dubai Sports City venue, I mean, many of them, even I was a little bit confused, I would say, I mean, by the score, I mean, because will it be chased on or not, because it's a tough wicket to bat on, because the batsmen need to grind themselves for runs.
Right.
But when you bat at the Sharjah Stadium, I mean, the toss has been a vital one over there, because any team winning the toss loves to chase on, because I mean, it's a little bit dew factor plays a role in the second innings. I mean, it's not an easy job for a spinner or a fast bowler to bowl in that kind of deliveries, and that has been a superb venue. The Lahore Qalandars especially match, I mean, it has been superb.
I mean, if you look at it, it had everything. I mean, Quality Grams 100, AB de Villiers coming to the party, Hassan Ali bowling excellent deliveries, there were excellent catches taken. I mean, you cannot ask more for cricket up from Sharjah.
And especially, I mean, they always say one thing, that the history repeats. I mean, David Vs hitting a six in the last ball and getting hit for a six in the last ball.
Right.
So history repeats itself. I mean, it has been a superb venue. I mean, the Sharjah Stadium, I mean, I hope so this continues even in the Dubai Sports City. Yes, one thing, I mean, even I have been discussing with you, the crowd factor. I mean, the crowd factor really, I mean, the Pakistan Cricket Board, the Pakistan Super League management, I mean, they really need to think about the crowd factor.
We'll talk about it. Let's look at the table that of PSL so far. What do you make of it? Every team has played each other once now. They should know each other's weaknesses and strengths by now.
Yeah, I mean, everyone definitely, I mean, they know the weaknesses and strengths of every team. I mean, but I personally feel so, I mean, the last three teams, I mean.
But by the way, this does not include today's match. So if we include today's match, Multan Sultan has won
Karachi. So, I mean, I personally feel so, I mean, I might be wrong, but I personally feel that the real battle would be between Lahore Qalandars and Multan Sultan to qualify for the fourth position. I mean, because Multan is a strong side, Lahore is a strong side too. I mean, I was discussing with the same thing. I mean, unfortunately, Lahore has always been selecting a good team. I mean, but the players, I mean, including the Lahore Qalandars, they don't suit to this kind of wickets. I mean, they love the ball. The players, I mean, like Chris Gale was McKinnon was getting selected on. Unfortunately, Christian did not travel to UAE because of his injury. They're kind of a players who love the ball to come to the race, I mean, to the bat, I mean, with a good pace. This are different wickets over here. Yes, one thing was good that many of them criticized AB de Villiers, I mean, that he won't perform the way the others did not perform for Lahore Qalandars. But he's a different freak. I mean, he's not from this world. I mean, he knows how to grind himself. The way he stood up in the last match what Lahore Qalandars won, and the last match what Lahore Qalandars lost, but the innings what he played was a really calculated innings, because what I thought was that he was trying to save one end and he was telling the other ones to go for runs. So I could save one end, and it was a nice match for him. He knew how the wickets are reacting on. This is a Dubai Sports City venue now for Lahore Qalandars. They really need to bounce back.
So are we looking at the same sort of matches in Dubai Cricket Stadium also, same high scoring games, or things will be different here?
I mean, looking at today's match, I mean, I don't think so it will be a high scoring game. I mean, because you got two matches going to be played tomorrow. I mean, I personally feel so. I mean, I've been discussing with you that as a fast bowler, definitely you love the batsman to trouble them to score runs, but unfortunately, I mean, this is a real truth that the crowd loves to watch more boundaries. I mean, so you need to prepare more batting wickets, I mean, which suit to the batsman over here. So I mean, unfortunately, that hasn't been the scenario over here in Dubai Sports City. I mean, Sharjah Stadium was a good venue for the scoring run rate. Dubai Sports City hasn't been a good run rate venue for the teams. I hope so in Abu Dhabi. I mean, you see scores over there because Abu Dhabi wicket is a really tough wicket. I mean,
it spins a lot.
I mean, so it's not going to be an easy task for a batsman to score on. But I hope so. It's a batting track over there because again, I would say the crowd loves to watch. I mean, more boundaries and more sixes.
And that's the beauty of T20 cricket. I mean, you got to see good wickets and big sixes to be hit. I mean, that's not the case here in Dubai, right?
That's the thing. I mean, see, I mean, if you just watch the T, I mean, unfortunately, there's a new venue T10. I mean, what's T10? I mean, it's basically about getting more boundaries. I mean, getting the crowd attracted because the crowd loves to have more sixes, more boundaries being hit by the batsman. I mean, and especially, I mean, the marketing team, they have done a brilliant job by getting the crowd. I mean, they have tried the level best to get the crowd into the stadiums by introducing many new ideas like head and shoulders move or the catch a crore. I mean, so they have introduced a lot of ideas over here. But again, I would say, I mean, the Pakistan Cricket Board, I mean, I hope so, inshallah, the next Pakistan Super League, the whole Pakistan Super League travels to Pakistan. If not, I mean, they need to at least have a pre-planned over here. They need to, like I was mentioning with you, they need to arrange the transport service because many of us, I mean, the Pakistani people living over there, they're labor class. I mean, they can't afford a cab to travel to Dubai. I mean, I was discussing with you.
That's a very important point for somebody like who's living there and the labor class. Most of them, they need to come to the ground, and for that, they need conveyance service too.
See, I remember, I mean, in Dubai, I mean, many of us, we used to bunk even the universities. I mean, we used to say that we're not feeling well because it's a Pakistan versus when the Coca-Cola tournament was going on, Pakistan versus India. I mean, the people over there, they love cricket. I mean, most of them, the taxi drivers, I mean, they belong from Pakistan, India, Bangladesh and Sri Lanka. They love to watch cricket. I mean, but unfortunately, due to the Dubai Sports City venue, again, I would say Sharjah and Abu Dhabi is not a problem for anyone. Dubai Sports City, it's a problem because, I mean, you need to travel outside city and it's not an easy job to pay 120 or 130 dirhams.
Right, absolutely. Okay, let's look at the points table right now after today's match. I mean, Multan Sultan has suddenly jumped up to the 4th position. That's the beauty of PSL. What do you think?
Oh, I mean, they played 6 matches because Lahore Qalandars have played 5 matches, and that's the beauty. Again, I would say, the real battle would be between Multan Sultan and Lahore Qalandars. I mean, because many won't agree with me about Karachi Kings. I mean, they might argue with me that why I'm not speaking about Karachi because I still feel Karachi it's going to be tough task for them to qualify. You know,
because after the innings of Colin Ingram, I think that was a missing link in Karachi. I think that they covered it now.
See, one thing I'll tell you, I mean, I don't want Karachi to more depend on Ingram. I mean, it's not that he played 1 innings and you say that the whole tournament he's going to be a flyer for Karachi. I mean, you need to be a good gelled up unit. You can give an example of Quetta Gladiators. I mean, they don't rely more on Watson. They don't rely more on the foreign players. I mean, the local talent of Pakistan and the players of Pakistan, they perform too. I mean, that's a gelled up unit over there. When you say that, like what Lahore Qalandars was having the problem in the starting tournament, I would say when this tournament started on, I thought that they are more relying on McCullum, more relying on AB de Villiers as to the other batsmen. So you need to be a gelled up unit to win a match because one player can't win a match for you. Ingram played a superb innings on that day. That was an inning from somewhere else. I mean, because
I guess much needed that sort of inning. What do you say?
I mean, see, definitely, because see, it's the charm of cricket again, I would say. I mean, the people loved the boundaries being hit on. I mean, and especially the match which was grand. It wasn't an easy task to chase on. I mean, that total what Ingram chased on. It was a one-man army, I would say, again, the way he won the match for Karachi Kings. But again, I would say the Karachi really need to do job in the batting because, I mean, it's not that every time Ingram would win a match for you. The batting needs to click up over here because they have been doing a lot of changes in it. I mean, getting Livingstone into the middle order, Babar Azam, they highly rely on Babar Azam in case if Babar Azam does not perform. So the Karachi feels the pressure. I mean, so the bowling has been a superb unit for them, except unfortunately Usman Shinwari, he has been leaking runs. Sohail Khan has been leaking runs. Amir has been fabulous for them. Bowling has been a good unit for them. Yes, but batting, they really need to work on.
Right, and what do you make of the table toppers, Quetta Gladiators? What has been their strength that they've topped almost every PSL? If you look at them, they've been on the top for till the final or till the last semi-final.
I mean, they have been a superb side again, I would say. I mean, because they're a gelled up unit, like I've mentioned. They don't rely more on the foreign players. I mean, they're a gelled up unit. I mean, the batting is clicking up for them, especially the captain again, I would say, Sarfraz. His luck has been carrying up over here. I mean, he's carried that luck for Pakistan or for the Quetta Gladiators. Captain has been scoring runs for them. Shane Watson has been giving a good start to the Quetta Gladiators. I mean, the middle order looks solid over here. One problem why Quetta has not been able to win the tournaments, it's because, I mean, the combination what they carry from the start is not the same one when they travel to the stages matches in Pakistan. I hope so this combination travels for them in the later stages, because the combination really matters a lot. I mean, because the winning combination, when it breaks down, it's really hard for a team to get back on. I mean, so Quetta Gladiators have got a strong team. The thing is that the combination needs to carry till the match. I mean, if they carry. Of
course, when Shane Watson, if he doesn't come to Pakistan, that's going to be a huge loss for them.
Obviously, I mean, see, as an opener, he has been superb for them. As an all-rounder, again, I would say, I mean, he has been superb. His experience, I mean, has counted a lot for Quetta Gladiators. But again, I would say, I mean, I'm not sure about that. I've heard that he's going to be traveling, inshallah, to Pakistan. So, I mean, I hope so he travels out, because he's going to be the main key factor for Quetta Gladiators win. Because even if you're watching in the last match, he scored, I think, 25-26 runs, but that's basically, I would say, an innings which always gives a confidence to the other ones. I mean, because they know that a platform has been laid on. We need to pile up a 6 runs per over to 7 or 8 runs per over. So they're a team which, I mean, they just need to concentrate on the combination which needs to carry to the finals or the semi-finals.
Absolutely. Let's have a look at the top performers of today's match between Multan Sultan and Islamabad United. This is Umar Siddique. What do you make of him? I think he's a great prospect, having a wicketkeeper batsman as the backup of Sarfraz. What do you make of him? It's 46 runs of 45 balls, 5 fours and a 6.
Oh, one thing is good. I mean, this Pakistan Super League has given you 5 to 6 new faces. I mean, the youngsters coming up for the Pakistan, I would say, for the Pakistan future. I mean,
first let's look at the performers, then we can talk about Shadab, 16 runs. Yeah, he's settling in well as a captain. What do you think?
One thing, I mean, he's settling as a captain, but one thing which worries me about Shadab Khan is that he has been playing excessive cricket, and I don't, because, you know, I mean, the World Cup is near and I don't want them to get injured. I mean, and that has been a problem. I mean, if you just watch out Hafiz Bhai getting out of the tournament, I mean, he is not the part of the tournament.
Right. Is Luke Ronchi, I mean, scoring 32 runs of 16 balls, 6 fours and 1 6. He looks like in a hurry all the time. I mean, too many shots, but he wants to hit every ball out of the park.
I mean, he loves
that he's the most senior player in the team. He should at least try to go till 10th over.
He loves Pakistan Super League. I mean, he has been scoring bulk of runs from the start of the Pakistan Super League. I mean, he needs to be consistent. It's not that he scores 46 or 50s and then gets out. I mean, he needs to convert that 50s into 100s, because staying until the last over really matters a lot for Luke Ronchi.
And Asif Ali, you know, same is the problem with Asif Ali. I believe too many shots. Look, 3 sixes in 12 balls, making 22 runs. Asif Ali and Umar Akmal, number 6 spot for the World Cup. What do you
I personally feel so. I personally feel so. Umar Akmal might book the record. I mean, because he is a need. I back him up. He's a need for the Pakistan team, and you need him.
And Daniel Christian bowling 1.4 overs, 19 runs, and getting 3 crucial wickets. I think these 3 wickets, that was the key for today's match.
Definitely, I mean, because when they Islamabad, because I mean, you know, Luke Ronchi is the main asset for them. I mean, because when he bats on, then you got Samit Patel. He has been performing consistently for Islamabad United, and you need them to score runs over here, because they are the main batsmen who can get a good run rate for the Islamabad United and exert pressure on Multan Sultan. Daniel, I mean, his Christian's over was the main impact to get the breakthroughs early on and restrict them to a total over here, which was easily chaseable by Multan Sultan.
Nothing fancy about him. He just comes in, runs in slow and ball those cutters. That's the key for him.
Same, in this kind of wickets, you need that slow cutter balls. I mean, you don't need a pacey kind of deliveries over here, because they won't support you. You need you need cutters. I mean, unless you're Shoaib Akhtar, I would say again, or Waqar Bhai. Because I mean, you need to use the slow deliveries over here. Even see, Hassan Ali has been picking up wickets with the fast deliveries. But in Dubai Sports City, you need to use your slow ones over here, because I remember when Shaheen Shah Afridi came to play on the Sharjah Stadium, if I'm not wrong, he was more trying to bowl the fast ball deliveries. I mean, not trying to bowl the cutters and in cutters where he was getting banged for runs. You need to go for slower deliveries over here, because these wickets are not the ones who would support a fast bowler. You need to hit the deck hard. You need to grind yourself. You really need to work your 100% of you.
Absolutely. Okay, I'd just like to talk about the two games that happened on Sunday. The first match, Peshawar Zalmi against Multan Sultan, where Pollard just went out of Mohammad Irfan. But that's not easy, hitting Irfan for 4 sixes.
I mean, that was actually a winning match for Multan Sultan. They almost had done for that.
Yeah, they were struggling.
And hitting the Burj Khalifa for 4 sixes consistently. I mean,
what was the key? I mean, was it the timing? He was giving room to himself, or Irfan bowling poorly? What was out of these?
I mean, he wasn't bowling poorly again. I would say. I mean, it was the timing, the way the Pollard was just smashing out the balls. I mean, because if you just watch out even Kieran Pollard for West Indies, even for the IPL, I mean, he has been a batsman who from nowhere near he gets you the match to win on.
He plays this one or the other inning somehow or somewhere.
Because I mean, I remember when he was batting on Ramesh Raja, I mean, even and Danny Morrison, even they were discussing the same thing, that if he stays on the wicket, I mean, he's got the tendency to win the match. I mean, because whatever the situation is. And he had done the same thing for them, I mean, because hitting Mohammad Irfan for 4 sixes consistently, and remember 1 6 was even on the back foot where he punched him up between the extra cover and the cover fielder. So it really needs a powerful power in especially in the backhand. The way he just punched it up, so he's got talent. I mean,
I think Irfan bowled poorly too. After being hit for the first 6, he came down the wicket and bowled. He was just throwing the balls as if he's lost it, and he was using his long handle and
see that's the point. I mean, the bowler needs to talk to himself. I mean, that the experience. I mean, Mohammad Irfan is an experienced campaigner. He's not a youngster. He's not a new campaigner for this kind of cricket. He's an experienced campaigner. You need to ease up your nerves. I mean, you don't. If you remember in Gram, I mean, I was listening to him and he said that I learned this from my father. He used to say, in a pressure situation, you need to stay calm. You need to ease up your nerves, and that's the thing. I mean, when you're in a pressure situation, you need to ease up your nerves. When you remember David Wesa batting against Multan Sultan, I was just watching his expressions and. Believe me, a freak. I mean, A.B. de Villiers is a freak. But still, I was watching A.B. de Villiers was little bit in a pressure situation. And David Wesa was in an easy position. I mean, I never saw a pressure kind of a situation on him. So you need to talk to yourself that I need to stand up, and the main key factor for the team, you need to talk continuously to yourself, or you need to talk to the partners to get yourself eased up. But if you just watch out Irfan, I mean, I think so he was under pressure, being hit for 2 sixes, and
the situation of the match. I mean, that was
the situation of the match, especially, I would say. But I mean, if you just watch at Multan Sultan, they're a strong unit, but unfortunately they haven't been able to gel up a good unit for the match, I would say. I mean, sometimes it's wrong with the bowling department, I would say. Sometimes it has been wrong with the batting department especially. I remember once even again, I would say that many of them criticized, saying that Afridi, I mean, he's not a more batting all-rounder, he's a bowling all-rounder.
By that point,
But I personally feel so. I mean, he's kind of a batsman who, if he goes for runs, I mean, he can be brutal on his day. And I personally feel
it just needs a couple of overs for a player like him to turn the game.
And I personally feel so. I mean, he needs to bat up above Christian again, I would say. I mean, I might be wrong, but I personally feel so. I mean, because I remember one match where they sent Christian, I mean, because he won that the Big Bash, he was over here for this Pakistan Super League. That was a total different wicket. This is a total different wicket. He wasn't getting suited to this wicket, and he scored, I think, so 20 runs or something from 25 or 26 deliveries. So that was a slow run rate. You could have opted Afridi over there, you could have opted Russell over there. The captaincy point over there was a little bit cushion for Shoaib Malik.
Okay. So if I talk about the balance of Multan Sultan, have they got it right now today after looking at today's game?
Yeah, yes, I mean, definitely the confidence will definitely have been boosted up over here. I mean, because Multan Sultan lost the previous match. I mean, because both of the teams, Peshawar and Multan, they both had lost the previous match. I mean, that was a crucial match to win on. Again, losing a match over there definitely dents up your confidence too. And looking at the points table, I mean, they were unfortunately at the 5th position. I mean, that was a really worry for them because they're a big team, not a small team. Multan Sultan.
That must be so discouraging for them and their fans being the favorites to the bottom of the table.
I mean, they're a big team. I mean, again, I would say they have got big names with them. Shahid Afridi, you know, he's an ambassador to the cricket world. I mean, Shoaib Malik over there. You got Russell. I mean, unfortunately, he's travelled back for the West Indies 2 matches. You got big names with them. I mean, but they haven't been getting a gelled up unit. But winning up today, I mean, especially restricting the team like Islamabad, they have been scoring bulk of runs, getting them into under 120 plus runs. I mean, that was a fabulous bowling display. I hope so. Junaid Khan gets a seat for the World Cup. Again, I would say. I really need to mention this up over here. Your Pakistani bowlers, I mean, they have been getting excessive use in this Pakistan Super League, and that has gone through the injury process. I don't want them to get injured over here because the company over there, the Inzamamul Haq, the Mickey Atra, I mean, they need to sit down, they need to talk to themselves, they need to carry the fast bowlers carefully.
I mean, the stakes are so high, it's so crucial, the PSL, the hype is so much that they don't want to rest their key players because every team wants to win every match. No?
It is, I mean, they need to win the match, but you know, I mean, I don't want to say that's unfortunate, but you got 2 series, I mean, after that, that's Australia, right after the Pakistan Super League. I don't think the Pakistan team even would travel back to the Pakistan. I mean, they got the Pakistan, after that Australia coming up to Dubai. Then you got the England, that's in the World Cup, I mean, scenario. So the guys who are booked for the World Cup scenario, I mean, the fast bowlers, the batsmen, I mean, who the management knows, I mean, they have already the ticket for the World Cup. They really need to be carefully handled up over here. Shaheen Shah Afridi was injured. He went out of the field. Again, I would say Hafiz out of the tournament. I hope so.
They're key players.
I hope so. He's all right for the World Cup. Then you got, I mean, Shadab Khan, I was hearing on that day, he's even got that fitness problem. Third, I mean, Imad Wasim, unfortunately, on that day. So, I mean,
why is it? Is it because they're not that 100% fit, or is it because of the grounds, or is it because too much of cricket?
It's 2 things. Again, I would say fitness is definitely there. I mean, they're 100% fit. I don't say, because when you're playing at that kind of level, you need to maintain your fitness level.
Sammy is playing half fit, I guess. If you see Darren Sammy, the captain of he hardly moves in the field and in the bat, but he's playing as a leader.
I mean, he's always got that problem. Again, I would say, I think so. It's the hamstring problem. He's always got that. Remember the first in every Pakistan Super League, I've seen that hamstring problem with Darren Sammy. The second thing, again, I would say it's about the grounds over there, because I mean, you need to, for a fast ball, again, I would say you need to hit the deck hard. I mean, you need to use your back. Your back needs to be strong. And the way Musa, I mean, the youngster for 18 years of age, he has been superb bowling, quick right arm, fast deliveries. He's bending that back. Even I was getting worried to watch him up. He's a youngster. He's fit, but he's putting his full force, I would say, bowling to 141 1 clicks. I mean,
he's running fast and
he's running fast. He's giving his 100% over there. I mean, so he's a new guy. I mean, he would definitely take some time for the Pakistan team. Haris Rauf is another one, I would say.
I was going to come to this point that this PSL has produced a very good prospect of the bowling, I would say, but not as such as no good batsman has come up, no good batting all rounder also, just good fast bowlers or one spin in form of Umar Khan. Why is that? I mean, I'm a good batsman.
I always say one thing. I mean, the Pakistan, if you remember, there's always been a net for, I mean, a talent hunt, all-rounder talent hunt for in the NCA. I mean, a fast bowling talent hunt in the NCA, a spin bowling talent in the NCA. Unfortunately, I'm sorry to say, how many of them have you heard after that these 3 fast bowlers are 150 clicks? We have found them. I've never ever heard that. I mean, it's just a name, a talent hunt program being held at the NCA. The thing is that I don't say that Haris Rauf needs to be directly opted for the Pakistan team, or the fast bowler or the fast bowler playing for the Pakistan Super League needs to be directly opted for the Pakistan team. At least you need to carry them for the Pakistan camp. I mean, get them into the NCA, get them into the Pakistan A. If you feel so, Haris Rauf has got that germs to represent Pakistan. He's a good death bowler, but again, I would say he's not tested against that kind of teams where the ball comes again, I would say, to the shoulder height, or I mean the batsman love to hit the ball. Good batting wickets. It's a different kind of a scenario over there. Yes, they need to carry him for the Pakistan tour again, I would say, against Australia, but give him a game over there. Get him checked out. Try them out. I mean, you can't carry him directly to the World Cup and make him play against South Africa or Australia. That would be, I would say, it would be really alarming situation even for Haris Rauf, and it would be unfair.
I don't think so. He would be considered for the World Cup because I think he's too young in cricket circle to be playing the World Cup. And when you have somebody like Shaheen Afridi of the same age, then we have Mohammad Amir, Wahab Riaz is also a contender now. Mohammad Irfan is there. Then we have the left-arm fast bowler Junaid Khan is there. So, do you think that he would be able to make a space in front of this?
I think so for the pace. I mean, I think so he would be, because if you just watch his depth,
he's the only one who's bowling 145.
Because if you just watch out his depth overs, I mean, he has been superb bowling that Yorker deliveries in the block all, and especially getting that ball to swing around, I mean, and especially bowling till 146, 147 clicks, and that's what Pakistan has been finding on. There's even one more guy, I just forgot his name. I mean, he was selected for the Quetta Gladiators. I mean, Nadeem Bhai opted him for the Quetta Gladiators. He was playing a first class match somewhere, and someone called Nadeem Umar, about that this is a guy, he's a good right arm fast bowler. Heard from Nadeem Umar Saab that he bowls around 150 clicks, but unfortunately he's injured. He's a youngster. He is not a part of the Quetta Gladiators.
Okay, we'll have to go to the stadium where the captains are talking to the commentator.
देखेंगे अच्छा परफॉर्म करें।
शोएब, मुश्किलात आपके बॉलर्स ने जो है इनके लिए की, बॉलिंग आज बहुत ही अच्छी थी।
बहुत अच्छी बॉलिंग थी, और आई थिंक जो आपके क्वालिटी बॉलर्स हों वो बेशक, इफ यू लुक एट आवर प्रीवियस गेम्स, हम लोगों ने 200 भी नहीं डिफेंड कर पाए, और स्पेशली मोहम्मद इरफान, उनसे बड़ी हाई एक्सपेक्टेशंस है। सम गेम्स में आपको मार पड़ जाती है, लेकिन ये कि दैट्स द टाइम व्हेन यू बैक योर बॉलर्स और एक्सपेक्ट के बड़ी परफॉर्मेंस जो है वो देंगे, और आज जो है उन्होंने सबने बहुत अच्छी बॉलिंग की।
कोई नए यंगस्टर्स आपको इम्प्रेस अभी तक कर चुके हैं इस HBL PSL में, जिनसे आप मुतासिर हुए हैं?
जी बहुत सारे हैं, और लेकिन मोस्टली जो है वो बॉलर्स हैं, और स्पिनिंग डिपार्टमेंट में भी काफ़ी सारे ऐसे यंगस्टर्स हैं कि जो आप जिनको कंसिडर कर सकते हैं फ्यूचर में कि ये आपका जो है लंबा खेल सकते हैं, और उनमें जान भी है। अच्छा होना बहुत अच्छी चीज़ है, लेकिन जो लर्निंग प्रोसेस है वो नहीं ख़त्म होना चाहिए, और आई थिंक ये हमारी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है कि हम ड्रेसिंग रूम में जितने भी यंगस्टर्स हैं हमारे, उनको ग्रूम करें, उनको बताएं कि टफ सिचुएशंस में जो है दिल छोटा नहीं करना, बड़ा रखो, दिमाग चलाते रहो, क्योंकि दिमाग तभी चलता है जब आप प्रेशर नहीं लेते। तो आई थिंक ये बहुत अच्छी चीज़ें हैं, स्पेशली इस दफ़ा अगर आप देखें ऑल द टीम्स दे हैव बिग नेम्स इन द ड्रेसिंग रूम, और वो भी कोशिश करते हैं कि उनको गाइड करें। लैंग्वेज बैरियर ज़रूर हैं, लेकिन वो हम सब कोशिश करते हैं कि वो लैंग्वेज बैरियर को कम किया जाए, ताकि एंड ऑफ द डे जो है हमारे क्रिकेटर्स प्रमोट हों और पाकिस्तान की क्रिकेट और अच्छी हो।
उमर सदीक इंप्रेसिव बैटिंग की और कीपिंग भी अच्छी करें,
बहुत अच्छा बैट्समैन है। अगर देखा जाए तो पेस ज़्यादा है तो उसको अच्छा यूज़ करता है, लेकिन ओल्ड बॉल पे मेरे ख्याल में थोड़ा सा और क्रिकेटिंग शॉट्स खेलता रहे तो ज़्यादा अच्छा है। नॉट आउट आना चाहिए था, आई वाज एक्सपेक्टिंग दैट फ्रॉम हिम, बट इसी तरह आप सीखते हैं। अगली जब भी वो ऐसी क्रंच जगह पे हो तो कोशिश यही करे कि नॉट आउट आए।
आपकी डांट से मेरे ख्याल से वो आउट हो गया, जब आपने कहा ना कॉल नहीं सही किया, वो मेरे ख्याल घबरा गया बच्चा।
नहीं, मैं रमेश भाई डांटता नहीं हूँ, बिल्कुल कोशिश यही होती है, और आई थिंक आजकल के जो बच्चे हैं ये बड़े कॉन्फिडेंट हैं, ये घबराते नहीं हैं, आपको मतलब वो दे देते हैं टेंशन।
बिल्कुल, मैं तो मजाक कर रहा था। अच्छा, अब आप यूनाइटेड का क्या है, इतनी अच्छी फॉर्म लगी होती है, मैच हारने से कितना प्रेशर क्रिएट हो जाता है, दोबारा वापस कम बैक करना कितना मुश्किल हो जाता है?
जी मुश्किल होता है, लेकिन जैसे हमारी टीम पिछले मैचेस में खेली है तो कॉन्फिडेंस तो है। जिस तरह की बैटिंग हुई है पिछले मैचेस में, हम 7 विकेट से जीते हैं, तो बैटिंग में भी अच्छा हो रहा है। एक मैच में अगर नहीं होता तो इतना माइंड में नहीं लिया जाता, क्योंकि हमारे सभी अच्छे प्लेयर्स हैं, तो अच्छा करके आए तभी इस फ्रेंचाइज में हैं, तो अगले मैचेस में इंशाल्लाह वो अच्छे ही करें।
बिल्कुल इंशाल्लाह, और आप बहुत अच्छा खेले और मेहनत कीजिए। कैप्टन्स कॉर्नर विद द 2 captains.
Okay, Islamabad United, Shadab, do you think they're relying too much on the all-rounders? I mean, no real batsmen in their lineup. If you look at from Wanchi till 9, they have all-rounders. But the loss of Ian Bell, that must be a lot for them.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, and one more thing again, I would say Ian Bell was injured for a match, and they made him play the next match. I mean, that was unfair with Ian Bell.
No, he just played one game, and that's all.
No, he played one. If I'm not wrong, he played. Sorry. No, I mean the practice match. He was injured in the practice match, and he played that match. I mean, there was the Pakistan Super League, so that was unfair with Ian Bell too. And if he's purposely done that, I mean, that I need to play this match. I mean, that's unfair with him too. That's a big blow for them. I mean, yes, I mean, they have relied a lot on the all-rounders. If you just watch out Islamabad United, I mean, they have got all-rounders batting up till, they have got a strong batting lineup, all-rounder batting lineup till number 7 and 8.
Even 9, till Five today played at number 9.
They don't have a solid kind of a middle-order batsman, I mean, who can grind the innings if needed on. I mean, if they're out for 330 for 4 down or 3 down, I mean, they need someone in the middle-order who can stay up over there, who can build up an innings for them. I mean, again, I would say like Umar Akmal has been doing on for Quetta Gladiators. I mean, Sarfraz Ahmed is doing on for them. I mean, so you need someone in the middle order who can stand up, who can deliver that for them, who can build up an innings. Unfortunately,
because the trouble is, if you play in Sharjah, that is fantastic, and you can always rely on the all-rounders, because small boundaries you can hit big sixes. But when it comes to Dubai, where you have to have that middle order very strong, you need to somebody like who can play nudges with singles and twos. You need to have such sort of a batsman in your lineup.
See, I mean, you need to have someone in the middle order lineup. I mean, who can especially rotate the strike on the regular intervals. I would say. I mean, it's not that you go for every boundary or every 6 runs. I mean, you need to rotate the strike on the regular intervals. I mean, a good batsman has always said that when he hits a boundary or hits a 6, I mean, the next ball he tries to rotate the strike, I mean, give the strike to the other batsman. That's a good batsman. I mean, that's a good thinking by a good batsman.
In any form of cricket.
So, I mean, you need to have someone in the middle order who can pile up, it's 6 runs per over going on, who can pile that up to 8 or 9 runs per over, 9 to 10 runs per over. You need someone in the middle order. Unfortunately, Islamabad United has been missing that out.
Yeah, okay, there was this incident that happened in the Sunday's match. Where Imam was given out on a no ball. What do you make of these umpiring standards in PSL? I mean, that was a blunder that umpire did. That was a clear no ball. What do you think?
I mean, it was 2 things, I would say. I mean, Imam was given not out, and secondly, I mean, it was on the LBW, he was given not out. And secondly, I mean, I was listening to Darren Morrison, if you remember, he said that he said that I'm coming down for you.
Yes.
So, I mean, there are mistakes, I mean, from the umpires, because nowadays, again, I would say due to the pressure situation, because you got that review coming up.
That was amazing, that third umpire looking at the TV, everything, still making such a blunder.
That was shocking for me even too, I mean, because you got the third umpire. It's just not one umpire sitting over there. The third umpire is one, but you got the team sitting up over there. You can ask them, I mean, because you always have the people sitting up with you who give one decision. I mean, a collective people give one decision. But I mean, getting him out over there, and believe me, if Peshawar lost that match, that could have been a biggest blunder, and I don't know, that could have been a biggest question mark for that umpire.
Yeah, and a big controversy in PSL too. So okay, another last part, I would just like to talk about Quetta Gladiators, and they find they're at the top of the table. But this was the first time their bowling was put under pressure. You know, they batted first for the first time. Do you think the bowling is a little concern for them? A little weakness is there in Quetta going further in the big matches?
Again, I would say, I mean, Quetta Gladiators, they are a gelled up unit. I don't think so. I mean, they have.
They got 184. That was fine, but they got it chased quite easily.
Yeah, I mean, bowling has been not much concern. Again, I would say for them, one match I feel so.
This was the first time they were put under pressure. The bowling.
The thing is that, I mean, because if you just watch out Quetta Gladiators, I mean, in the Pakistan Super League, they have never been under pressure. Again, I would say in the starting stages, the last match what they lost on, they were under pressure. The Quetta Gladiators, I mean, they were under pressure against Karachi Kings. In the previous matches, they were not under pressure. I mean, because, and especially the way in-ground was going on, I mean, any team over there definitely would be under pressure. But one asset Mudassir, the left arm pacer, what Quetta has on. He's a youngster, a good asset for the future Pakistan. Again, I would say if he represents Pakistan, he's a good asset. I mean, they have got good bunch of players coming up for Pakistan too. But again, I would say they're a strong unit. But the reason not winning the tournament, it's because they don't carry the same unit to the finals or to the semi-finals. They need to do 100% job. They need to get this, if they qualify, this bunch of players to the finals or to the semi-finals.
Absolutely. And what do you make of Umar Akmal? Do you see him making a spot in World Cup 11?
I hope so, because see, I mean, whatever has happened in the past, I mean, even I have been against Umar Akmal's behavior too.
Absolutely.
But believe me, you need someone in the middle order to be a Umar Akmal for you. I remember
If you have to choose between Asif Ali and Umar Akmal to play at number 6 for Pakistan,
I would go for Umar Akmal.
Right.
You know why? Because I mean, he's kind of a player who rotates the strike. Asif does not rotate the strike. If you watch him out,
blocks and
he gets under pressure early on. Umar Akmal does not get under pressure. I mean, in the scenario what is being played on in the Pakistan Super League, if you watch out, he's a more matured kind of a batsman. I mean, if you watch his innings, I mean, the shot selection, it's a more matured what Umar Akmal was known on. He knows where to rotate the strike. He knows which ball to hit on, and he has been playing a sensible inning for Quetta Gladiators who are needed when need to stay on the wicket. Asif Ali, he's a good batsman, but I personally feel so he's more a league kind of a player as compared to the international levels. I mean, it's too early for him for the international levels. Again, I would say he needs to score runs. He needs to realize what the position he holds for the Pakistan team, because he was a main striker in the middle order for Pakistan who goes for getting that, again, I would say 6 to 7 runs per over to 11, 12 runs per over. But he hasn't been delivering up for Pakistan. Yes, Umar Akmal is a strong candidate for World Cup. I hope he's carried for the World Cup.
Playing under Sarfraz, I mean, that would be, if he can make Sarfraz win PSL, that would be an added advantage of it for him.
I told you, I mean, because I asked 2 to 3 players, I mean, who are part of the Quetta Gladiators, I mean, and they said that his behavior is totally changed on.
Right.
That's
a good sign.
It's a really good sign. I mean, they say that he's a totally changed character now, and he listens to the Sarfraz, he listens to the company. I mean, he does his hard work over there. Even his fitness level has raised on. I mean, the way he's lost his weight, and that's a good sign over here. And if he wins the Pakistan Super League for Sarfraz, that would be the present for World Cup, I think so.
Right. Okay, one last question. Who are you backing up to win this PSL?
Lahore Qalandars.
Lahore Qalandars. Any specific reason?
You know, because I mean, because I belong to a place, I mean, Gujarat, so it's the Lahore is nearby. But you know why? Because they're the one teams, I mean, who has done homework in all the 12 months. I mean, if you just watch out the other teams, I mean, they hardly do homework in the 12 months. I mean, they're morely seen in the last 3 to 4 months. I mean, Lahore Qalandars is one team which has done homework for the youngsters. I mean, sending them to Australia, getting that team to play in Dubai, which the tournament held on, where all the county teams played on the Emirates T20 Cup. Then you got that players, I mean, who are brilliant players from the Lahore Qalandars, camp them to Australia, get them to the Lahore Qalandars main unit up over here, getting that players. I mean, remember when no one toured to Pakistan, Lahore Qalandars was the first team to get 2 players, to Danny Morrison, to come to Lahore, I mean, for that event which was the Jazz Cup, I mean, which was held on. So yes, they have done a homework over here. Unfortunately, they haven't been delivering up, but Fawad Rana, he's one of the main characters.
We don't want him to go out, but he's more famous than his team, I believe.
I mean, he's the one where the Pakistan Super League is known for now.
And I wish that they're able to bring AB de Villiers to. I've heard he's coming to Lahore for 9th and 10th match.
He's coming
there, yes. Okay, fine. With that, ladies and gentlemen, that is all we have for you today. I'll see you tomorrow, same time. Take care till then.
तू और बाजा बजा दे तू मैदान सजा दे तू